Sometimes the path we walk isn't always straight. We wander, we veer, we make a few course corrections, but lately I feel like I've completely fallen off mine. Weed whacking my way through a jungle of overthinking, exhaustion, and misplaced priorities. Just trying to spot a clearing that still feels like me. So maybe it's time for a reset. I mean, not a dramatic overhaul. Believe me, I'm way too old for that. Just a few tweaks. Or maybe even just a deep cleansing breath. Hi friends, I'm Ruth. Welcome back to Rambling to Retirement, where I talk about life, family, and all the little things that pop into my head while I'm trying to figure things out. Today's video is a little more personal, although aren't they all? Anyway, people come to me frequently for advice or just to vent. And it's recently occurred to me that I need to practice what I preach. I mean, seriously, don't we all? The truth is, the world feels heavy right now. People are angry, scared, unsettled. And somewhere in all that noise, I realized I'm not doing great either. Not falling apart exactly, but definitely fraying around the edges. Can anyone else relate? So it's time to take stock. Figure out where I'm at and what I could do better. And I thought I'd share a few of the things I'm working on to get myself back on the path. I need to take better care of my body. I've been blessed, knock on wood, with fairly good health. But lately, oh man, I've been on a bit of a downward spiral, and it's way past time to take my health seriously. You can't be at your best when your body's running on caffeine, chips, Snickers, and stress. Am I right? I'm going to start eating better. Eat food that looks like food. No more popcorn for dinner. And don't roll your eyes at me. I guarantee I'm not the only one that does that. You know, when you swore 2 sizes ago you weren't buying new clothes, it's time to put your money where your mouth is. I used to walk 5 days a week, 30 to 45 minutes. Didn't love it, but I always felt great afterward. It cleared my head and kept me from snacking on junk food. So I'm going to get outside more, breathe some actual air, maybe dust off that rebounder that's been sitting in my living room for over a year. And I might even take those ropeless jump ropes out of the box for a spin. Or I guess that would be a jump, right? I need to be more of a realist. I'm really good at imagining worst case scenarios. I'd say I'm a catastrophizer extraordinaire. If something goes wrong, big or small, my brain immediately writes a disaster movie starring me. So I'm learning to pause and ask myself, what's really going on here? Is my overreaction really warranted? Worst case scenario much? Guilty. It's hard to let go of what we can't control, but it sure makes life easier when we do. And most of the time, the worst case never happens. And if it does, I'll handle it, just like I always have. Managing overwhelm. When I get overwhelmed, I tend to shut down. My to-do list might as well be written in another language. But one thing I have learned is that doing one small thing, anything, helps. I mean, you don't shove an entire steak in your mouth, do you? Although I do know a couple of people who could, but normal people don't. You cut it into small bites. Life's the same way. One small thing at a time. Movement creates momentum. I really need a mindset shift. I need to stop doom glooming. I frequently catch myself saying, man, everything's a mess, or oh, the world's going to hell in a handbasket. Although this is actually something Harrison Ford and I agree on. Go figure. But that negativity just feeds more negativity. And do we really need any more of that in our lives? So I'm trying to flip the script. Yeah, things might not be great, but hey, another day above ground, that's something to be happy about. The old tried and true practicing gratefulness is still alive and well. Practicing gratitude isn't pretending, it's protecting my peace and yours. I also need to pay more attention to my mental health. I used to think I had to handle everything alone. Turns out, not so much. I am an introvert, though people who know me might not agree, but even I need people. Not all the people, just the right ones. Friends who listen without fixing, family who make me laugh, and the occasional stranger who reminds me the world isn't all bad. That's a support network. And when the molehills start turning into mountains, there's no shame in seeking help. A counselor, therapist, pastor, whoever helps you untangle the mental knots. I've sought counseling many times when I've had anxiety, felt broken, or just needed someone to say, it's normal to feel what you're feeling. And just to be clear, ChatGPT and Reddit are not substitutes for human connection. Just saying. Victim much? This one's particularly hard. My mother was the poster child for victim mentality. The few friends she had were like-minded, and they enabled each other. It infuriated me. I wanted to shake her and say, take freaking responsibility. You have choices. And I swore I'd never be like that. I'd stay self-aware, grateful, always in control. And as much as it pains me to admit, sometimes I catch myself doing it too. Children learn what they live, right? And when you see yourself as a victim, you hand over your power. You admit defeat. You stop trying. Blaming becomes your go-to. And I don't want to live that way. I want to happen to my life, not just let life happen to me. So maybe I don't need a full-on reset. Maybe I just need to pause, take a deep breath, and remember where the path is. Because even when we lose sight of it, when we trip over the roots or wander into the weeds, it's still there waiting. And with a little patience, a little grace, we can find our way back. So if you're feeling the same way, tired, uncertain, a little lost, maybe this is your sign too. Take a deep breath. Do one small thing. just one. And remember, even when life feels messy, you're still in there somewhere, just waiting to start again. So let me know in the comments if any of this resonates, or if there's something you'd like to work on or do better. And I'll check in periodically on how my own reset's going. Nothing keeps you accountable like telling the internet, right? Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And if you're so inclined, like the video and subscribe. I'd be over the moon to hit 100 subscribers. And as always, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll see you next time. Bye.